Hello, Narnach here, welcome back to Path of Exile, the Darkshrine League. So, last episode, it's been a while ago. Well, we cleared out all the bandits, we managed to obtain Malagaro's spike, and we basically did all the quests in the early part of the game with the exception of the intruders in black. So our next objective is going to be to go to the Chamber of Sins, obtain the Baleful Gem, and then we can push onwards into the pyramids. Ooh, hello, Katrina. Kill 2 corrupted monsters, but there's a strongbox here. That took my attention. So what does it do? 16 times increased rarity, extra rare, 5 chest level, and cast Firestorm. Okay, I'm down with that. Not bad. Hello. So the downside is that these items are all rather useless to me. There's nothing here that shouts usable. Even this one, it's only 21 armor, rather 21 evasion rather than 126 points of armor. So this all goes towards the let's donate it to the shrines fund. Hey, at some point got ghost touched. Can we do something with it? Yeah, come on. Yes, we managed to get it. And the faster attacks got leveled up. Okay. Well, in their defense, this is a level 15 area and a level 22. Ooh, call off the head stable. Hey, that was actually, stats wise, that was the first interesting item I've seen in a while. So, we get a little bit of extra stats, but it's not a lot. 4 points of armor, 6% armor and evasion, 70% cold resist. No bonus life. So this is, it's on par, but the defensive power in its entirety is probably going to go up a little bit. Let's equip it for Trices. So I lose 5% armor, but again 10% evasion. So this is not a bad one, to be honest. So, yeah, it's great. Let's upgrade. This one in, let's reclaim the effect, and then we reapply it. Blah. Got to look nice. I figured I was far enough into the game that I wouldn't be changing gear all that often anymore. So I put on some nice microtransactions, or looks, or skins, or however you call them. Oh, look, a spider. Those are for Katarina, I imagine. So that's 1, that's 2. Yep. So how far was it? Oh, it wasn't very far. I have to make sure not to get too far away from the spiders, otherwise they get lost. Sweet. Okay, we can recruit her. Let's get back up. And then trigger the Darkshrine. Let's see what we can put in. So, well, this one actually is useful to redeem because of the tricolor. Champions. I don't plan to craft once. Deliver Pain Exquisite. So I got a Diamond Shrine effect on without a timer. That's pretty decent. Yeah, on the other hand, I'm pretty far into this area already. So the effect's not going to last too long. But it's nice to have anyway. Okay, Chamber of Sins. And we lost the effects of the shrine of the Dark Souls shrine. 15, so can plow through pretty quickly as well. You otherworldly necromancer of frost, pretty dead. Sin archer, also otherworldly. And Black Death, of course. Always here. Well, not always, but most of the time she's here. Sometimes I miss her. Ancient Reverie device.
Inquisitor. If you attempt to transmogrify a virtue gem without proper preparation, you will be a puppet master working strings made of vipers. Remember, these gems are found in crystallized.
Yes, go possess.
Master conscious freedom, as I instructed you. Your death would mean little. What your demise could unleash.
Stop reviving. Here. Eat corpses. Here. Good way to deal with revivers. Put something down that eats corpses. And then also make sure that either your life or your mana is constantly draining. Otherwise, not doing enough. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick town stop and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Inventory should be empty. Already half filled again. Time to move out. Kill some things. We've been massively overleveled for this area, so it should be too much of a challenge anyway to do it. Shrine, so we can sacrifice more items to it, which is good. Now we might actually get a decent effect for once. See, put one of those things down. Well, we use this. Let's see. This is the largest, so it goes first. If you want a job done well, there is nobody better than yourself. Wait, what? I got cloned. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. If you got the same looks though, there's no blood on the blade. For the rest, pretty much the same. That's pretty cool. Okay, go. See if he uses the same skills or not. Seems to be using standard attacks. Mixed in with a Reeve every once in a while, but not consistently. Not quite bad. Oh, that's a nice effect. I don't think he's using the force plates or the jump. So we're back to where we were. So let's see. Oh, wait. There's a bit over there. It behaves like a minion. If he gets too far away, it just teleports back to me. That's good. Means you don't have to account too much for the clone. Clone will just keep up. Take out the Neko first. Yep. I could get used to having a clone of myself running around all the time. And that's the staircase already. Too bad. Bye bye, mini-me. But as I was afraid of, mini-me doesn't survive level transits since no temporary effect seems to survive a level transits. On the other hand, it also means they can do really crazy and outrageous things, and there's no way to abuse it because it's always contained to the level. I like the range on Reef. It's very satisfying to just hit for a quarter of the screen. Attacking. I'll keep eating my corpses. Ooh, there's blues in here. Should bring it gone. This is a regular guy following in another of these totem things. Lord. Oh, this is just a regular guy. Just a regular Joe. Joe the Sin Lord. Make a habit out of just putting the totem down and then starting on mowing down the Sin Lords. Should help just keep the general population down a little bit in case of more Sin Lords. Something cursed me, so that means there was a guy. Yep, there. Hello there. So many skeletons. Okay. Let's just run through. Okay, Sin Lord. Good, we can get out. Nightcrawler. Scroll. Without ER. Strength-based attacks that makes corpses explode might be useful here as well. But a Vaal detonate that. Or just a regular detonate that. Now the Vaal detonate that needs 48 souls and you can only cast it once, so it's rubbish for things like this. Regular detonate that though. That's easier to get rid of things. Casts a bit faster I think than the corpse eater thing. Run, let's see what's on the other side of the bridge. Some blues. Spiders coming up, but I'm sure just regular spiders I can deal with. Cross another bridge. Look, there's no actual razors in here, just skeletons and some mages. Okay. Go back. This way. That way. And we move up here. Yeah, we found it. Piety will taunt us. Hello, Piety.
That thing! It slaughtered everyone! Help me!
And then we fight with Mr. What's His Face, Fidelitas, the morning. Okay, let's read through the skeletons for a bit, just to take our damage output down a little bit. Put one of these totems down. And we continue butchering this guy. And that's it. Willful Gem. Now we find Miss Helena. Hello. We can go back to town and we can talk with Silk. Oh, and Ghost. Herald of Ice, Frenzy, Enduring Cry, and Herald of Thunder. So I like Herald of Ash because it works off of overkill damage, and especially since I'm doing pretty good damage with my attacks, it's gonna kick in quite a bit. And I also happen to have some red sockets available that makes life easy in that regard. Let's see. Okay, so most of the rares are actually not that useful, just sell them. I've got more than enough.
Return if you must.
For purposes of sacrifice. So I might as well just start collecting some Orbs of Alteration so I can actually fix up my gear a bit everywhere I want to or need to. Hey, this one, actually I can generate an extra mod for it. Enchant with extra 17 fire resist bonus. That's nice. Takes me to 58. So then lightning is still my main weakness. I'll probably find better boots at some point and I can just upgrade those. Or gloves. We'll see. Everybody wants to talk. Helena. Okay.
Hello.
Was not Silk. Okay. Yes, so now we have the side quest through the Sacred Grounds, which... Wait, no, not M. Oh, it's you. Yeah, since we will get a gem from that, which potentially we could branch out here a little bit. And then we get 3 base points of mana regen per second. Would be useful if mana was an issue. Currently it's not. So for now I say we skip the extra dual socket since we can use the points to get some more points in two-handed blocking. So yeah, Katrina, hello, welcome to the club. Okay, let's move out. So we have the wetlands. The waypoint here always spawns next to the tree roots. Ah, nice. More space in my inventory means we can get in. Let's find the next waypoint. Then the next episode we can go for the entire pyramid and the boss fight. Also, I should have Herald of Ash on. So that makes 2 different auras running. And the cool thing is that everything explodes. And I need to level up before a Reef can level up. That's good. Also, this is level 20. So I'm more or less on par again with leveling, which is good. There's a lot of AoE going on here, especially with the Herald of Ash now. Mowing down groups should become easier this way. It's just like a little bit of a death explosion on every kill. Let's eat this away. That way, oh, take out some serpentine constructs. On the other hand, the Duelist is still 2 times a one-hander and attack speed still rules today. The Herald of Ash really shines if you're playing with a 2-hander, because then you do massive damage with single hits rather than dividing it a bit better. So then you have a more efficient use of the Herald of Ash. It still works, but now it triggers more often for smaller explosions than for larger explosions. Actually, it still triggers every kill. It's just gonna trigger for bigger explosions in general then. But still, free damage is free damage. You should never complain about free damage. So they hurt a bit or not? No, not really. That's good. Means my armor is pretty decent. So what is it? Up to 374 or 47. So that translates to, I think, 90% damage reduction against things that are 10 times lower in damage. So up to 35 points of damage, that's going to be 10 times lower damage reduction. Something like that. That was a pretty hefty multiplier on it. One thing about armor is that you always want more. There's never enough. Though, because it does scale down in effect, balance, if you have enough armor, so to say, to mitigate half of the damage of your current level, then if you have the opportunity to increase your dodge chance by 10 or 20%, that's probably going to be more than worth it on average. Which is why I switched back to an armor that has both armor and evasion rather than a pure armor. Well, if I find one that's level appropriate, a pure armor one that is, I would probably switch back again. Just in this case, the trade-off, there was just too many upsides to switching and no downsides. Another level, regen. Okay, so let's get myself that last point here. That's more evasion and resist all, which is good. So 44 and 40 becomes 45 and 42, and resistances are +3 to it. So cold is once again maxed, and fire is mid 40ish, and lightning is mid 20ish, which is, yeah, it's not quite good. It can be a hell of a lot better. As I said, I haven't been really focusing my gear too much, especially because most of the rares have gone into shrines rather than using them. Is there an exit here? No, there's no exit. Or rather than selling them, I'm a bit lower on orbs of alteration as usual, and yeah, that makes a difference. Come on, where is the ruins? It looks like it should be here somewhere. There is a door here. Yep. And it just incinerate. Sure, I'm not using it, but sure, thank you. And let's move on. A door. Couple of shooters. Prismatic. So you really noticed the increase in level for the blue ones compared to the regular monsters. Takes quite a number of extra hits to kill. On the other hand, their damage output is still a bit on the low end compared to my life pool. Yay, Ancient Shield, and we made the world purple.
Will this scout be good?
Okay, so let's not show our face anymore in the village. They're just gonna be all moany and complainy about it. Northern Forest has a waypoint, yes. Let's see if we can find it. Ooh, Darkshrine. Let's clear house a little bit before we actually activate the shrine though. If we get an extra boss encounter or something, this might turn lethal. You, stay down. Night Adder, come on, yes, die. Darkshrine, here, have a book knife. Restore that which was lost. That's a replenishing shrine. That's not bad to have running until the end of the level. Or until the waypoint in my case. Probably the fact that I just picked up that aura, it will mean that in 2 or 3 screens I'll find the waypoint. Bit of boasting. Copper plate. Let's see, that's already what I was thinking about. Slowly it gets better. It's not gonna be good enough. So like a yellow armor, if I upgrade to something. But it's a beginning.
Over here, Exile.
Hey, hello, Tora. Hunter of monsters. I'm afraid I don't think I'm gonna participate in your hunt unless the monsters literally fall in my lap. So I'm looking for a waypoint. Orb of Chance, that's not quite bad. Go, die, before he just keeps chasing me. Ooh, a whole bunch of spiders. And I think these ink spinners are the corrupted ones. There is a bunch of corruption on the floor here at least. That life bulb doesn't really move at all. Which is useful. Definitely useful. Oh, actually I did see it move, but more or less instantly replenish again. Ooh, Tills injured. Okay, let's kill some of his body first. Before things get too nasty. They do a lot of damage. That's don't underestimate this. It looks a lot easier than it is due to the bonus. I probably had to put down this one or drink potions if it weren't for the shrine buff. It's a pretty powerful gift. Okay. Hey, rusted. That's no, that's a Templar thing. Come on, yellow one. Gloom Ripper. Allies have energy shield. So that's that means you have a death sentence. I can't let your friends have energy shields. Simply doesn't work. Okay, come on. Waypoint. Made it to the end, no waypoint. Did I miss a side area or something? Ah, probably where Tora was. There was something there. I figured that would be just a distraction. Well, upside is we made it pretty far. And I might actually end up completing the quest for Tora. Just because I'm here already. See a bunch of spiders. Side area. Dread thicket. And then probably a waypoint somewhere around here. Dum, 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 dum. Hey! Infected ambusher of evasion. I think I'm almost ending up doing a full clear of the area. Wasn't quite the plan. On the other hand, it's experience, it's levels, it's loot. All the good things in life. And return to the master. So we cross here, just gonna take the left branch, then re-evaluate. Also +1 in everything, we got a stone box here, also useful. Just trigger it. Spiders, of course, deal with that. Especially groups like this, brief, go. Okay, where is that cowardly last spider? There. War plates, 154. So with 20% on top, that's another extra 30. That's 184 armor. That's rather substantial. That's 100 more than I currently have. And then I still need to probably turn it into a rare. It's a high enough level area. With a rare, got chance of some more bonuses. Might get another 40%, 50% extra on top. Let's see, put the sword in. Nothing is more intimidating on a battlefield than a wall of arrows. Okay. Oh wow, waypoints here, all the way here. Sigh. Let's go back to Tora, tell her of the good news. She's not too far. And then it's time for some crafting, some selling, and then the next episode. So we end our journey here next to the campfire, nice and warm. Okay, so I thank you once again very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.